Well, peace, fam. How y'all doing? This is Oracle Deborah with the Oracle Deborah podcast on YouTube. Happy Moon Day. Yes, it is Monday. And, you know, I'm just happy to be here and check in with you guys. And I promise you, this one really is not going to be long. I even did some prep work for this particular video. But before I do, please like, share, subscribe. Comment on my videos. Let me know how you like the content. I will give you a quick recap. Like I did post my video yesterday about how I felt about the Billy Carson thing. And then later last night, I watched the video with 19 Keys, and I believe his name is Dr. Um, Dr. Weiss. Oh, I can't think his name. 19 Keys interviewed a very prominent doctor from the Nation of Islam. It's not Wesley because I don't know. I'm sorry, but anyway, that was a really good interview or a a dual video that they did together. And yeah, the doctor, the good doctor, I don't think it's fair. I'm not going to drag this out. I promise you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do another search. I'm going to add my history, and because I just don't feel right not um, mentioning this prominent doctor's name. It's not fair. Um, yeah, he's right here, but it doesn't mention his name in the title. Golly. Well, what I'll do is I'll just yeah, Dr. Wesley. Golly, I had it right. His name is Dr. Wesley. It's with the Nation of Islam in the 19 Keys. Okay. All right. So yeah, so that was a really good they broke their silence on the matter, and they broke it down very nice. Dr. Wesley broke it down very nicely because he is a historian, and he understands about high level research. And he also basically said what I said, like this was a high level discourse slash debate that Billy Carson had with this Wes Huff, and he liked that the high level of information that they were exchanging. Um, but he just did a great job. Just not that he was doing a job for us, but I just love the way he broke it down, and I related to it. So yeah, I feel comfortable with what I put out there because like I said, I wasn't trying to be negative, but give my honest take on it because it's really not my business. It's not my business, but I was compelled to say what I had to say, so I did. All right, so thank you for that. All right, I told you today's thing is going to be very quick, and it is because I have to get out, and I need to, um, you know, uh, I need to, finish up something for a client. And I already did a lot already this morning. I was up early, 6 o'clock. And so, yada, yada, yada. So, anyway, I hope you all are having a good day so far. I have Shannon Sharp and Ocho. So, this is Uncle Ocho on the screen. They're talking about that's the topic today, Travis Hunter's fiance, because it's gone viral and it keeps going viral. This issue with him and his girlfriend. And shout out to Travis Hunter. He won the Heisman Trophy, which is phenomenal. Like, that is the biggest of the biggest deal, coming out of college. And I remember, what's his name? Oh, I don't know. All I know is, the Heisman is like the biggest of the biggest deal. And unfortunately, this guy's girlfriend you know, she created a shade around this really momentous event, by not wanting to stand up, and Coach Prime had to urge her in a very, and he tried to do it in a non-discreet way, but intentional way, to like stand up, kind of thing. And she stood up and she gave him not the hug of a girlfriend. I don't know what that was. Um, and as soon as they hugged, because he's all emotional, this guy, I think he's an amazing man, honestly. He's ride or die with her. He said, I don't care what y'all say about her, because people are encouraging him to get away from this woman. And he was like, this is my ride or die. And yeah, I'm going to stick with her. And what woman would not want a man to stick with her like that? Like, I always say Black men are the best protectors. When they protect, they are the best protectors. Um, so anyway, I'm not going to show clips and stuff. I mean, I could, because it's in here. I don't think you're going to hear it though. That's one of the reasons I'm not playing the videos, because I haven't figured out why you guys don't are not able to hear the volume, when the video is played back. And I never figured it out with KRS-One, my KRS-One video. So anyway, so yes, I don't even know the woman's name. It's just his girlfriend, and they've known each other for a long time, and he's ride or die with her. But her behavior says otherwise. So, okay. The thing that kept running through my mind when I kept seeing video after video after video, and I love the fact that these are all men speaking out about this situation. Sisters are laying back, and I love that. So that's point number one. Sisters are holding back pretty much. There might be some TikToks out there, but for the most part, the brothers are the ones speaking out. And I'm loving that. And I'm going to continue to keep it that way. But I am who I am. So I have my thoughts on things. And so the very thing that came to my thought is, the more you tell someone to stay away from a person, the quicker and more they go towards the person, and they lock in, and it makes them, in a sense, more blind. Okay. I know this because this happened to me once. And while I was on the fence about someone, my friend came back. She and her daughter had some tarot, card party or whatever. And this was years ago, when I thought all that stuff was evil, when I was told this stuff was evil, and I believed that. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that astrology, I would, I, I was told, and I believe that astrology, tarot, all of that stuff, yoga. My sister was telling me yoga was evil, astrology was evil. Stay away. I mean, this was like hardcore. You need to stay away from this stuff. And like a big dummy, I followed suit. It was hard. The interesting thing is, I was always drawn to it, but I kept making myself not, because of what I was conditioned to believe, right? And I took it on. I'm taking ownership over it. Anyway, my friend and her daughter, it was her daughter who really had this party. And the tarot reader came back and told her some stuff about they said to my friend, you have a friend who is with a person, and and this thing is not going to go well, and this is not going to be. And she came back and she told me, and I was like, oh, okay, but I don't believe in that, blah, blah, blah. And it made me rush towards this person, and not just rush towards this person. I married this person, and it was, other than the beautiful child I got from this marriage. And, I stand by myself, I stand with myself today about this decision I made, and the result that came from it. And it wasn't a happy affair at all. It ended up in a divorce pretty quickly after 2 years. I think it was finalized after 2.5 years. Uh, but I've never regretted once the son that we had, and how much of a blessing he has been. And my son is ride or die with me. Like there's nothing is, he's honest with me, but he and I taught him to be that. I taught him to never let anyone, no grown folk, nobody take advantage of him. And he's always been very frank with me and upfront with me, very gentle and very compassionate, very patient. Okay. And I just say he is the best ever. I don't just love him because he's my son. I genuinely like him as a person. You feel me? A lot of parents can say, "This is my child, I love them," but do they like them as a person? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, if he wasn't my son, if they weren't related to me, I don't know if I would deal with it. No, I generally like my son as a person. I love the person that he is. Okay. But anyway, so that was the story. And so when this thing kept coming up, trending about Travis, I said, they have no idea that they are just literally pushing this man towards her even more, blinding him even more, right? Because a relationship, you should be able to look back for the most part, within the relationship and do assessments. I mean, that's what I do, but maybe what I do doesn't work because I'm still single. So I don't know. But that's what I said. I said, they're just pushing him more towards her. And he came out. He was like, this is my ride or die. And I'm going to marry her. And, and he said it. It just makes me love her more. He said that pretty much. So I'm showing, like I said, Uncle Ocho, because Shannon Sharp made the exact point that I said. And he's the first person to say what I just told you guys and confirm what I was thinking. And that was the first thing that came out of Shannon's mouth about this situation. And that's why I decided to do this video. Because I know, I know that what he said was exactly what I was feeling, thinking intuitively when Travis Hunter has been trending over this fiance, and clips and clips and clips are coming out where he's trying to kiss her after the game and she don't want to be bothered, and you know she did not stand up for him when his name was announced, when he won the Heisman Trophy. She had to be urged to stand up, and then she sat back down. And then when he came back over after he hugged everybody else and came back over, he had to bend his whole tall body down to her while she was sitting. And I was just like, everybody saying the same thing, but like that's just not cool. That's not good. Like, why would you not jump up and be excited, right? And so someone else did a video on it because everybody's doing videos. Someone else did a video on it, and they were like, this girl she's the only one that wants to be seen. She's the only one that wants to be acknowledged, and all this stuff. And they have tons of videos out there, and she's very happy being in the front in the videos. And I was like, maybe she's got that narcissistic thing going on. She said out of her mouth that he wasn't her type. Is he still her type? It's her behaviors, her facial expressions seem like it's not, like he's not. But again, this is one of those situations where it's really not my business. And like I said, Black women have been holding back for the most part and not chiming in about this thing. And I love that. I love that the guys are, Mason Cameron talking about it, Uncle Ocho talking about it, and everybody under the sun is talking, Coach Pryor is talking about it, Deion Sanders. Listen, it is what it is, like I said, I'm glad sisters are holding back on this and letting the brothers deal with this. Even Dr. Umar Johnson has chimed. Everybody under the sun, honestly, has chimed in. And mostly men. Like I said, I'm sure there are women out there saying stuff, but honestly, it's the brothers that's out here talking to him. So that's their business. That's where the conversation needs to be. And I absolutely agree. Like I said, I'm an intuitive, so I'm gonna put my 2 cents in here. All right. So Shannon reiterates what I was thinking about this topic. The more you guys, the men, tell him this, the more he's going to go towards her, the more blinded he's going to be about this woman, and not really assess this thing or address some things or anything. And he's in his prime. He just, like I say, he just won the biggest prize ever, in football, in terms of the collegiate league, and he's sitting on top of the world. And I applaud him. I'm sitting right there with him. I'm really happy for this young man. I just like his energy. I think he has a really humble energy, and he's just fire. And he's just a beast out there, and which is why he won the Heisman Trophy. So, um, all right. So Shannon mentioned that, and it aligns with what I'm saying, what I thought, which is, the deal is what it is. He's going to keep pushing towards her, and he is. He said that out of his own mouth. Sisters are laying back. I love that part too. You understand what I'm saying? So my word really to this beautiful young soul, Travis Hunter, is do you. You understand what I'm saying? Do you? If she tickles, you know, your fancy, then do that. See, and here's why I'm saying that. Here's why I'm saying that. You can't, if you really want someone to see something, you have to step back and let them see for themselves. And this is where experience comes in at. This is where trials and things come in at. This is what, appreciation comes from when you sit back and see things for what they are. Um, if you really want someone to appreciate the value of money, or get the confidence that they did something on their own, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to buy instruments for my son when he was young all the time. I rented the saxophone. He had, like, you know, I had keyboards and all this other stuff, but it wasn't until he took his own money that he had earned, you know, from a part-time job, and bought his own guitar. I had bought him a guitar too when he was younger, but there was no heavy and bongo drums. I bought it all, but there was no true appreciation for any of. I mean, he had appreciation and he loved it and he was, good at them. But the deep appreciation only came when he purchased his own bass guitar. And I saw that, and I remember that when I bought my first pair of shoes with my own money, kind of thing. There's a confidence that comes with that. So you have to, I say all that to say is you have to allow people to learn for themselves, to see for themselves, and be able to grow in that area of their life for themselves. I said this about the passport bros, and a brother from the islands clapped back at me on Clubhouse one day, because everybody was up in arms about these passport bros and how they're going over to these other countries and being with these other women, and women that were upset and the brothers didn't like it. And I was like, yo, let them go. They were like, what? I said, let them go. I'm happy for them. If it makes them happy, then be happy, then go. And this brother clapped back at me. He was like, oh my God, you're detached. Okay. That was my Aquarian response to it. I have Aquarius, I have my Venus is in Aquarius. And that's always been my response to love. You know what I'm saying? Is to pull back And I said that about these passport bros. I was like, let them go. If it makes them happy, let them be happy. Because I honestly, I got tired of these brothers whining and complaining about Black women here in America and how we don't do this and how we're not enough here and not enough there and this, that, and the other. And, and they're talking about the earth is their turf and all this other stuff. Go, then go. Please go. Because stop bleeding all over us. That's how I felt. Would you just stop complaining, stop bleeding all over us, get your passport, go over to these countries and be a happy camper? I wish you the best. And you know what happened? It did not take long. Maybe a year later, reports started coming back. Some brothers were not even coming back alive. Some were getting kidnapped and held for ransom. You feel me? These women were setting them up to not come back because you want a little from another country. You thought they could run the earth, run rampant throughout the earth and just run through women. I was like, are you kidding me? I knew that. I knew that. I was like, you have no idea what type of cultures you are dealing with. But the only way for them to know was to go, was for us to release them and let them go. Be happy for them. I wasn't trying to bring harm on them. I literally said, like, I want you to be happy. Find someone over there, commit. But some of them were not trying to commit. Some of them were, and they got caught up. And now I'm hearing the story from Willie D that a young brother in London was with, I don't know what kind of young woman he was with, but she was a little younger than him. And they were over in Dubai and they had, sexual relations over in Dubai. And she comes back to London and the mother finds out that she had been with this young man from, I guess, the social media or something like that. And so she called Dubai. Look up this story. She called Dubai, complained, and had this young man arrested. I think he's 18, 19. I think he's 20 now. She might have been, I guess, 17 at the time. I don't know. I don't really know the ages. Like you can look it up, but I think he's 20 now. And they arrested him. They gave him a year sentence in jail, and they're thinking about extending it for 20 years. 20 years for two young people who had consensual relations? That is crazy. That's crazy. So these young men are learning the hard way. Maybe the earth is not my turf. Maybe I do need to be careful of these cultures, these different parts of the world that I'm going to, and I think I can just, do what I want to do or find someone over here. You may, a lot of them I think genuinely wanted to find, someone different other than an American woman, definitely other than a foundational Black American woman in these other countries. And they are finding maybe not so much is that good. It's not so good. Some of them may be, you know, have found what they found and perfectly happy. I'm happy for you. I continue to say I'm happy for you. But tell me, please, you're not going to tell me that this is a good thing, that the only way you're coming home from that experience is in a body bag, where you're traumatized now because they are taking you up in the hills of Colombia and got you held for ransom, and maybe you came out alive, but you definitely out thousands of dollars and traumatized and emasculated. These women ain't no joke. These young girls over there ain't no joke. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better recognize. Y'all better recognize. So to bring this back home, you got this young man who is on top of his game, doing his thing, getting the accolades that he deserves. He earned it and he deserves every ounce of it. You got this young woman that he loves deeply and is now his fiance and plans to marry her. And the brothers, like I said, I'm glad you guys are out there talking about this thing. I am ecstatic about it. I am so ecstatic. And I'm more ecstatic that us sisters really have kept our hands off of it. But my message to you is the more you keep saying this, the more this young man is going to blind himself and not want to see what everybody else is seeing. Because in his mind, in his eyes, he sees more than what you all see. So release the brother. You've said what you said. You've done your part. He's going to do what he's going to do. Release him. Because if you really want him to see something, then you've got to essentially bless what his decision, respect his decision, bless it. I know that's hard. I know that's tough. It is the toughest thing when you love someone and you see things and you're like, I'm telling you, and you're just pushing on you. You have got to pull back. Please pull back and let him see for himself. If you keep pressing the issue, you're just prolonging whatever. You're giving him what you're giving. You're just, I don't know. You're just, you're not helping him by pressing the issue at this point. You've done your part and you did good. You did good. Now pull back. You guys are real good at that, by the way. You're real good at that. When women come to you for advice, you're like, I'm giving you the advice. And sometimes you only give it once. And then you're like, I already gave you the advice. I'm moving on. Do what you're going to do because I already gave it to you. Okay, this is how you treat us. And now you're pressing in and doubling down day after day over this thing. Yo, you've given him your advice. You've shown him. You have clips of her facial expressions, her behavior, her actions, all of that, a pattern of behavior with her. Now go on, move on. If it's really that easy for you guys to walk away after you give women advice and say, I gave you the advice, now it's up to you, then do that thing with Travis right now. Please do that with him. That's my message. All right. So I did it. I did good. It is shorter. And that's all I want to say. Let me stop sharing because I don't need Uncle Ocho, as handsome as they are. I don't need them stand up on my screen. Um, so yeah, I hope you all, you know, appreciate this message. And no one may ever hear or see it for a while, but this is part of my content. So thank you so much again for stopping by. Again, happy Moon Day to you. It's a little rainy and a little dreary here, but it's warmer. So I don't know where you are, but hopefully, you'll get out and enjoy some semi-warmer weather and stay dry, stay safe, stay safe out there. And yeah, that's it. Peace and blessings to you all. I've got to go. I ain't got time to tarry. Okay, I took that phrase. It's a D.L. Hughley phrase, but someone has put it in a clip. And I laugh every time he plays this clip. I ain't got time to tarry. So yeah, I ain't got time to tarry today. All right, no hour-long videos. Okay, so all right, beloveds, take care. God bless. God bless. Where does that come from? I never say that, but God bless. um, and yeah, listen, continue to smile, and may your smile be as bright as the star that you are. All right, peace, peace.